It's Monday morning. You have decided to start fresh with your routine and your goals. You're excited, you're motivated, you're ready. You grab your planner and you write down every single thing, a really long to-do list of everything that you need to accomplish by the end of the day. Then you take a look at it and you just freeze. Everything seems equally important. Your workout, that project deadline, learning that new skill, organizing your space, meal prep. Where do you even start? You know what? Never mind. It might just be easier to just scroll through social media and do nothing at all. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? What if I told you, though, that there's a simple distinction that could cut through all of that confusion and show you exactly where to focus your energy daily? Today, I wanted to share with you a game-changing concept that has basically transformed how I approach any goal in my life. And maybe nobody has told you this before. Oh yes, and if you're new here, hi there, I'm INGRA. I'm a 27-year-old currently traveling the world, passionate about self-development and spirituality, and I want to grow along with you. This channel is about real growth, not perfection. We're just humans trying to be better humans one day at a time. So shall we? So I feel like when most people talk about priorities, they use words like important, urgent, high priority a lot. But I've learned that there's a way that's way more powerful and efficient to think about where we should focus our energy on a daily basis. It's the distinction between what's merely important versus what is truly determinant. Okay, so let me ask you this. When you're facing multiple tasks or decisions, how do you choose what to focus on? This is a problem that I used to have quite often and that I think a lot of us do. Most of us, we try to do everything that seems important, right? Which a lot of times leaves us feeling exhausted by the end of the day and with the feeling that despite doing a lot, because everything is important, we haven't really accomplished much. So here's a question that changed my approach. Is this just important or is it also determinant? You see, there's a fundamental difference here. Important things, they add value but aren't essential for success. Determinant things, on the other hand, are those without which success becomes virtually impossible. In other words, not mine, but from the Oxford Dictionary. Determinant is a factor that decisively affects the nature or outcome of something. Decisively here being the key word. Therefore, everything that is determinant is obviously important, but not everything that is important is necessarily determinant. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're planning a road trip. There are many important elements for a good road trip, right? A comfortable car, good music, probably Taylor Swift playing in the background, good company, scenic routes, and cool stops along the way, I guess. But there's one factor that is absolutely determinant for actually reaching your destination, which is having enough fuel. Without gas in the tank, no matter how perfect every other aspect is, you simply will not get where you're going. The fuel is determinant, while all of the other elements are important. If you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, you might be spending hours researching the best lighting, camera, and microphone, essentially choosing the comfortable seats and the good music for your content creation road trip. It all seems important, right? But what's truly determinant for reaching your destination in this case? It's probably consistently creating videos that genuinely connect with people. That's your fuel. Without it, even the most expensive equipment won't get you where you want to be. Once we start to focus on what is truly determinant, we are able to tune out a lot of the noise and usually see results so much faster. I'm sure that you have seen creators with basic phone cameras outperform others with professional setups simply because they probably understood this distinction. Alright, so now that that is understood, how do we actually identify what's determinant in any area of our lives? I think that one of the most valuable pieces of advice in this video that I can give you is that you need to sharpen your observation skills and become better at spotting patterns. Look at what you're trying to achieve, find people that have already achieved it, and try to spot what all of them have in common. And this is super important. I'm talking about all of them, or the big majority. Do not focus on just one success story. Study multiple people who have achieved what you want in life. Maybe it's improved fitness or successful career change, a healthier relationship. For fitness, you might notice that successful people, they follow different diets and workout routines. But the determinant factor here might be consistency rather than following any specific program. For career changes, the determinant factor might not be having the perfect and most beautiful resume, but it could be building relationships with important people in your desired field, right? And putting yourself out there. Another really important thing is to just be a person that is open to experimentation and be patient while learning about yourself along the way. It's not always obvious at first. This is where attentive experimentation, I guess you could call it that, becomes crucial. Building a sustainable and productive morning routine is a trial and error experiment. You might not know immediately what factor is determinant for you personally. Is it waking up at a specific time, exercising first thing in the morning, having a good breakfast? You might have to try all of these different things and do a few tweaks here and there in order for you to find out what the determinant factor is for having a morning routine that sets you up for a productive day. With these constant experiments, you build a knowledge base about yourself, and that allows you to make better decisions, right? This is something that I've been talking about a lot in my previous videos. And another really important thing to have in mind here in this process is control what you can't control. So once you understand the difference between what's important and what's determinant, you can go about your day with a more conscious approach. And whenever you're trying to identify what to prioritize in your to-do list that seems to be never ending, when you have limited time and limited energy to get things done, you should ask yourself, is this just important or is it also determinant? Whatever you learn from observation of other successful and inspiring people, you should know that you can adapt and should adapt the strategies based on your personal limitations and available resources to you at the moment, okay? And this is extremely important because we need to recognize that some of us have very different realities and daily struggles than others. So we should focus on the variable that we can control according to our own life circumstances. Maybe you have limited time, budget constraints, or other challenges. I'm saying this because I know that there are so many successful people that preach that waking up at, 4 a.m. was fundamental for getting them where they are in life right now, and maybe that's just not possible for you at the moment. Maybe you work more than 10 hours a day, get home, you're exhausted, and you need your hours of sleep. My point is that instead of getting discouraged, we can still ask ourselves, what's the determinant factor I can focus on even with my current limitations? I might not be able to go to bed super early so that I can wake up at 4 a.m., but I might be able to use my time efficiently when I'm awake and when I get home before I go to bed to work towards that something that I really want. It goes without saying that understanding the difference between important and determinant is just the first step. The real power, and you have probably heard this a million of times before, but it's true, the real power comes only when we translate this knowledge that you have acquired here today into consistent action. So do it. Give it a try. In summary, please remind yourself that execution and productivity are not or should not be about being busy all the time. They are actually about focusing on what truly makes a difference in your progress. Remember, everything that's determinant is important, but not everything that's important is necessarily determinant. This distinction can transform your productivity, decision making, and obviously, ultimately, your results. Start observing patterns of success in areas where you want to excel, right? What have these people that have come before you done? Practice constancy in your learning and actions. Be willing to experiment and adjust your approach based on what you have discovered from other people. And most importantly, focus your energy on what's truly determinant. Well, if today's video resonated with you, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm here sharing my growth journey regularly, and I would love for you to join me. I'll see you when I see you.